Hello, Lisa Hiles here. I hope you're well. This is going to be lesson 22 of my B1 course for intermediate level learners, or for those of you with an IELTS score of around 4 to 4.5. Okay. The topic of today's lesson is describing appearance and personality, and it's a grammar lesson actually. So in lesson 22 we looked at words and phrases connected to physical appearance. Today we're looking at verbs connected to describing appearance, personality, and those verb phrases are look like and be like, and they are often confused. So I'm going to try and help you, help to clarify that, help you be clear on the difference of meaning and use. We'll look at their form, which means we'll look at how to say them and how to write them. And we'll look at a IELTS style question from the speaking exam on how these are used. Okay, enjoy. Here we go. So let's look at the first task. Here we are, it's a lead-in task. Okay, this is me and my daughter at the Lego store in London. It was incredible actually. All of these are made from Lego, which are those little plastic bricks, little bricks that children like building from. It's a beefeater there, the Queen's Guard. Okay, looks like Shakespeare. People say, this is my daughter Bryony. People say she looks like me. Yeah, people say she looks like me. Do you agree? Why or why not? So, for example, my husband thinks we look really alike because we both have fair skin and fair hair and the same smile. But she's like my husband too, because they are both intelligent and funny. Okay, what I want you to do in these questions here is we've got she looks like me, but she's like my husband too. They're both intelligent and funny. Can you start to think about, please, the difference in meaning and use between look like and be like? Okay, because that's the focus of today's lesson. Let's have a look at task 1. Okay. I'm just going to take myself away. Here we go. Task 1, we're talking about physical appearance and personality. Okay, match the questions 1 to 4 with their answers A, B, C or D. Ready? Here we have 2 pictures. There's Bryony and me in the Lego store, and this is my son Corin and my daughter Bryony. Match the questions to the answers. Here we go. Number 1. What does my daughter look like? What does my daughter look like? A, B, C or D? So is it A, intelligent, funny? B, she has brown hair and blue eyes? C, people say she looks like me? And D, she looks like me but is intelligent and funny like my husband. Number 1, what does my daughter look like? Number 2, who does my daughter look like? A, B, C or D? 3, what's my daughter like? What is, contraction, what's my daughter like? And 4, who's my daughter like? Who is, who's my daughter like? Have you had a chance to finish those? Okay, so let's look at the answers together. Here we go. What does my daughter look like? Correct answer is B. She has brown hair and blue eyes. 2. Who does my daughter look like? C. People say she looks like me. 3. What's my daughter like? Is A. She's intelligent and funny. And 4. Who's my daughter like? And the answer is D. She looks like me, but is intelligent and funny like my husband. Okay, so what do these questions tell us about their meaning and use? Which ones do we use to talk about physical appearance and which ones do we use to talk about personality? I hope task 2 will help you get to the meaning, okay? So you can go back to task 1 and look at my sentences about Bryony. What do you notice about the meaning? And look at these questions. What do you look like? Does that ask you about A, personality? B, does it ask you for a physical description? C, does it ask you about a physical similarity, so sameness, similarity with another person? Or D, does it ask you about physical similarity and similar personality with another person? Okay, so difficult words there. Personality can be your character. So, for example, those of you who know me, I'm very chatty. I talk a lot. I'm very sociable. I like going out. I like meeting people. I'm quite confident. Those kind of words. Physical description. So, for example, I have long hair, long blonde/grey hair, blonde and grey hair, and green eyes and fair skin. About physical similarity with another person. Well, for example, I look like my grandmother. And D, about physical similarity and similar personality with another person. So I look like my grandmother physically, and we have the same character. So she was also very chatty. Okay, so look at these. 1, what do you look like? Does it go with A, B, C, or D? Two, who do you look like? Three, what are you like? And 4, who are you like? Okay. If you need a little more time, stop the recording here. If not, here come the answers. What do you look like is asking for a physical description. Yep, so Bryony has brown eyes and brown hair and green eyes. I have blonde hair and green eyes. Who do you look like is asking you for C. Physical similarity with another person, maybe someone in your family, yeah, or maybe someone famous. 3, what are you like is a question asking about personality, about your character. Yeah, so are you quiet? Are you shy? Or are you very talkative and confident? And 4, who are you like is asking you about physical similarity with another person and similar personality with another person. Okay, so that is the core of today's lesson. What do you look like and what are you like? Okay, so what do you look like? Ask for a description of your physical appearance. Look like. So long, straight hair, green eyes, fair skin. What are you like asks for personality. Okay, but who do you look like in your family? Physical similarity. For example, I don't really look like my mum or dad, but I do look like my grandmother. And who are you like in your family, for example, can be physical similarity and character. So you have to listen really, really carefully to the question, and you have to be careful which one you choose in writing. So we look at some form, how we say them and how we write them. Okay, here we go. Here comes the next slide. Focus on form. I don't know if I can be in this one. No, I've got to go out of this one as well. Here we go. Focus on form. So we've got the look like, which is about physical appearance. In positive sentences, I look like my mother, for example. I look like, you look like, he, she looks like. Negative sentence, we need the auxiliary do. I don't look like my mother, for example. He doesn't look like his mother. And the question forms, we still need the auxiliary do, which comes before the subject. Do you look like your mother? And remember the contractions. Do you look like your mother? Do you look like your mother? Okay. And be like, obviously we need here the auxiliary be in the present tense. So I'm like my mother. We're both patient and kind. So this is asking, remember, about personality or character. Yeah, I'm like my mother, verb to be. He's like his mother. She's like her mother. You're like your mother. And in negative sentences, we need the negative form of the present tense of be. I'm not like my mother. You're not like your mother. He, she isn't like his or her mother. Yeah. She's quiet, I'm loud. So I'm trying to show you here it's about personality. And the question form, we need the present tense of be and invert the subject. Are you like your mother? Are you like your mother? Okay, are you like your mother? Are you like your father? Here we go. And I just put something down here for you to remember. It's different to the verb like, which talks about opinions and preferences. So, for example, I like languages. I like speaking languages. Yeah, I like computers. I like teaching with computers, for example. Okay, with me so far? So far we've looked at pictures of Bryony and me, my daughter and me, and we've talked about physical similarities, how she looks like me, and how she's like my husband in personality, so intelligent and funny. And we've looked at the differences in meaning and use and form. What comes now? Your turn, obviously, for some practice. So let's have a look at the next task. Here we go. Here you can see in this photo my husband Julian, my son Corin, and there's Bryony again. Okay, this time I'd like you to look at the descriptions about Corin, my son, okay, related to my husband here. Okay, and I want you to put the correct form of the verb in the gap. So do you need look like? And remember, it's third person, so do you need looks like, is like, or likes? So just take a minute now to read the text through. I'll read it for you for pronunciation and think about what you can put in the gap. Okay, here we go. My son, his father. They have the same hair and eye colour. They are both tall and well built. My son, me in personality. He's very chatty and sociable. My husband too. They're both kind and patient. My son, listening to music and singing. He making a lot of noise. Fill in the gaps with looks like, is like, or likes, please. Okay, here come the answers. Are you ready? So Corin, my son, looks like his father. Looks like physical description. They have the same hair colour, brown, and the same eye colour, blue. They're both tall and well built. Do you remember well built from lesson 21? Which is when a man has a good, strong body. Okay, my son is like me in personality. Okay, so contraction, my son's like me in personality. Here's the verb to be, is. Yep, he's very chatty, talks a lot and sociable. He's like my husband too. They're both kind and patient. Yep, so looks like, physical description, is like, personality. Here we go. My son likes listening to music. Here we go. Here's his opinion, his preference, what he likes in his free time. He likes listening to music and he likes singing. So when we have the verb like here, we need when we have like here, the next verb is in the ing form. My son likes music. My son likes listening to music and he likes making a lot of noise. Okay, how did you get on with those? That was a very short bit of practice. It's called controlled practice, where we just see what you can remember from the language point before. Okay, so the next slide is over to you, of course. It's time for some practice for your turn. If I can bring, here we are, look. Task 3, oh, you can't see that, can you? You can just see me. Here we are. Task 3 is called personalised practice. So when it's you talking about yourself. Okay, and I'd really like you to give me as much information as you can here. So when I ask you to describe your physical appearance, don't just say one thing. Don't just say I have brown hair. Try to give 2 or 3 sentences about yourself. So for example, what do you look like? If I answer that question, I say I have long blonde and grey straight hair, green eyes and fair skin. I'm quite tall. I'm 1.70 m and I'm quite slim. Okay. Do you look like anyone in your family? Do you look like anyone in your family? What are you like? So there, I want you to tell me about your character, your personality. Number 4, are you like your brothers and sisters? Okay, if you have any. Are you like your brother and or sister? In what ways? So which personalities are the same? Yeah, okay. If no, how are you different from your siblings? Okay. And finally, what do you like doing in your free time? Okay, so pause the recording and I'll ask you the questions again and take some time to answer them. Ready? Go. Number 1, what do you look like? Two, do you look like anyone in your family? 3, what are you like? 4, are you like your brothers and sisters? If yes, in what ways? And if no, how are you different from your siblings? And finally, what do you like doing in your free time? Please stop the recording there and answer the questions in as much detail as you can. I think it's a very good idea to make notes, just to expand your vocabulary, to increase how difficult you make the answer, and then practice saying them. Okay? That's great. Let's look at an IELTS speaking practice style question. Okay? Describe a friend you spend time with. You should say what he or she looks like, physical description, what he or she is like, personality, and why you like him or her. Okay, let me show you a model answer that I have done, and then I would like you to do your own. Okay, here we go. Here is the model answer. So I'm going to talk about my friend Samantha, which is the lady here. This is Chris, her husband. I'm going to talk about Samantha, okay? This is my friend Samantha. She has long, blonde, straight hair, fair skin, and blue eyes. She's medium height and is slim. She has a beautiful smile. Samantha is quite shy, but she has a good sense of humour. Yep, so she makes me laugh quite a lot. She's kind, honest, and very reliable. Yeah, so if I need her to do something for me, she is always there. I like her because she listens to me when I have a problem and always gives me good advice. So that's my model answer for the IELTS question. Okay, let's go back to the question. Oh, that's back to me, isn't it? Here we are. Let's go back to the question. So I'd like you to be able to speak for probably 2 minutes, if you can, 1 to 2 minutes on this question. So it's a really good idea if you look at your phone and find someone that you like spending time with. So find a good photo of a friend, okay? Looking at that photo, you need to be able to describe their physical appearance and give as much detail as you can, okay? Hair colour, eye colour, skin colour, height, build, anything interesting, so glasses, beard, moustache. Remember, all of these things make up from lesson 21. How much can you remember? If you haven't done lesson 21, these two are very closely connected. I recommend that you do. Okay, so spend time on the physical appearance. Okay, write the sentences down. What is he or she like in personality? you followed this course, I think it was in lesson 13, we looked at personality adjectives. So things like kind, trustworthy, honest, patient. You can have things like funny, good sense of humour. Yeah, all of those. Hardworking. Any of those that you can remember. Confident and shy. Describe your friend's personality, please. Not just one word. Try and a couple of sentences. A couple means 2 to 3. Yeah. And then tell me why you like him or her. So, for example, I like Samantha because she always listens to me when I have a problem and she always gives me good advice. Why do you like your friend? Okay. And I think you should probably spend at least 10 minutes on that. Okay. Writing them down, speaking about them, maybe record yourself on the phone. See if you notice any mistakes, any things that you can say better. That would really work well. Well, that's the end of the lesson for today. I hope you're now clear on the differences between look like and be like in meaning and how to form them in speech and in writing. Okay, thank you for joining me for lesson 22. I hope to see you again really soon. Take care until then. Bye-bye.